Hey, it's Tom
And Tim
from the Plain White Tees.
Hey, what's up? I'm Jordan from the Ready Set.
Hello, my name is Andrew WK, and you're partying with me here on Ribbit TV.
You've been watching Ribbit TV.
You're watching Ribbit TV.
Hey guys, it's Tom Mudd here with Ribbit TV. I am with Soul Cat. Here to my right is Brett.
Ribbit.
And here to my left is Aaron.
Squash.
Frogger. So you guys were just here a couple months ago, right?
Yeah,
Come on in, more the merrier. Let me pass this down and let's introduce everybody. This is Soul Cat. Again, we're here with Ribbit TV.
Hey, I'm Ryan. I play drums.
My name's Jan. I play guitar.
You already know me.
Yeah.
Skip it.
And I'm Jeremy. I play keys.
Alrighty, and right where we were before we were rudely interrupted by the rest of the band, you guys were just here a couple months ago with Lonely Biscuits.
Yes.
What was it? Did you guys play a couple of shows with them, or what was it like with those guys?
We played a couple shows with them in town in Nashville, I guess, and then this was kind of the only one we played out of town. It was great. They always bring out a lot of fine ladies to this show, so we reaped the benefits from that last time in St. Louis. And we also went to the zoo, which was awesome.
The penguins were not there.
No, they were
the polar
redoing their
bears?
habitat or something recently. So are you guys touring with anybody on this leg of the shows, or just by yourself going solo?
We're doing a little bit of everything. Up here solo, and then we're going to Bowling Green tomorrow night, and that's with some local BG bands that we know. And then we're playing in Knoxville with the Weeks, who are also based out of Nashville right now. So
Very cool. Now you say are you guys from Nashville, or musically you're from Nashville? I know a lot of people migrate to Nashville.
I think we're part of Nashville now. We've been there long enough. It's our hometown. So we're right in the epicenter of everything. It's a good way to get around to the East Coast and going towards Texas and the West and all. It's just a good spot to be.
Sure. Now I've been to Nashville a couple of times, and I know obviously country kind of dominates there. What's the rest of the music scene like in Nashville? Are there some good venues for your more kind of indie rock music, or?
totally. Our favorite place in town, and I believe it just got nominated for like best venue of the year, but Mercy Lounge is there, and over on Cannery Row, they've kind of taken over, which is great. The place is run by a bunch of amazing people, and that's kind of where we had our first show, and if we ever play in town, that's kind of our go-to. There's a lot of different music starting to pop up. There's a hip-hop scene starting to kind of cruise up. The rock and roll scene is definitely, on its way back pretty heavy, so it's definitely getting pretty diverse pretty quickly.
Very cool. Now, one of my favorite things to do in Nashville was obviously the honky-tonk bars are fun, even though I'm not a big country fan. But the last time I went, my buddies took me to Santa's.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you guys been there before?
It's a magical experience.
It is. It's magical is a great word to describe it. It's a word to describe it.
Magic gets in your lungs. You smoke a carton by the time you leave that place. It's great.
Sure. So, do you guys do you spend a lot of the time kind of out on the road, or do you stay in Nashville and record, or how does that all? I guess if you were to break it out on a pie chart, what percent of the year do you guys spend on the road, and what do you spend writing and recording?
I'd say fall and spring are pretty much like show season, so there's always a lot of touring in the fall, and then spring comes with like South by Southwest, which is a big thing on the docket, I guess. So then the summer, a little more sparse. Winter is just better for riding because you stay inside and there's nothing else to do really. So yeah, I'd say 40-60.
Sure.
Touring, riding, chilling, munching.
Lunch.
Lunch.
Lunch. Yeah, if you wouldn't have told me you were from Nashville, I would have guessed like Southern California with all the hair and stuff. And Soul Cat kind of sounds like a good vibe, you know, kind
A
of
lot of people
surfing.
just like to say SoCal because they don't actually read our name.
Like Lol Scat.
You guys have a very unique sound. Is there certain bands that kind of influence your sound? When I kind of listened to it, the first band that popped into my mind was the Arctic Monkeys, which is kind of why I asked you if you had a British accent. But yeah, you but I mean, what do you guys listen to now, or what kind of influenced your sound?
I mean, there's six of us in the band, and everybody came from different backgrounds, so everybody's influences kind of were put together. Everybody's, I don't know, a lot of us have a common denominator. Like, we love hip-hop. All of us love hip-hop, psychedelic rock, some surf, even some good old-fashioned lounge bossa nova. Get the groove jams going. Yeah, it's so much. I mean, it's kind of hard. You just have to listen to it for yourself and decide what sounds good to you. Sure.
What's bumping in the van right now? Do you guys have CDs in there?
CD by our friends, the Jag, out of Nashville. They're amazing. And then we have one that we found on the ground in Columbus, Georgia, and it's called Pull Your Pants Up, My Message to the Youth of America.
I think it's the Young Men of America.
The Young Men of America. Oh, and then we have a CD by our bro in Mobile, Alabama, Mr. 88. And it's pretty dope.
Very nice. So do you guys, do you take advantage of all the nice recording studios in Nashville and record there, or do you go somewhere else to record your records?
Well, a bunch of us just moved in with Jer, and he's kind of been working on the past, I'd say year or two, kind of renovating and sort of moving stuff around. So we do most of our recording there. We did hop into a place called Battle Tapes, which is over on the east side, and a guy named there, Jeremy Ferguson, does a lot of some of the more notable kind of garage kind of rock bands, and we hopped in there, and that was really cool. And he's just got a new room, so we might go back there. We also like keeping everything in house, kind of having the freedom to take our time to do pretty much whatever we want to while we're kind of in the writing process. So we haven't really ventured out too much from the park. We're
Sylvan Park. Never venture far from the park. No, I would say that the best part about Nashville is not the studios around, but knowing all the people that own the studios. So you kind of get the same benefit. I mean, I have a studio in our house, and you know, it's great, but honestly, like any piece of gear, any instrument that you could ever think of, I mean, there are so many studios and so many people that run sound and own instruments and things like that. It's like, you really don't need to go to a fancy studio as long as you've got a nice big room and a couple things of your own. You can just talk to your friends, borrow stuff, and make a professional studio on your own, you know?
Sure.
Which is the best part about living in Nashville by far.
Definitely. Now you mentioned the Lonely Biscuits bring out the ladies. Do any of you guys have ladies back at home that you have to leave to go on tour? Or?
Yeah. It's good to...
Complicated. Is that a yes for everybody? We don't have to put this one on the interview if we don't want to. We can do this under the ground.
I'd say on record that I'm very heavily leaning towards a yes for that question.
Yeah, we're mostly yes.
Mostly yeses.
I'm on and off.
On and off. Okay. You're off if Lonely Biscuits are with you guys, and on. And off if they're
Stick with the complicated.
I'm just gonna stay right there.
the politically correct answer there.
It's based on zip codes.
A lot.
You got a little black book you carry around with you. What's that new app, Tinder? Use Tinder when you're on tour. So one thing that's always kind of interesting for me to talk to bands about is how'd you guys get into music? You know, I grew up kind of in a musical family, was never classically trained or anything, but kind of picked up a guitar at an early age. You said you're the drummer of the group. I come from a family of drummers. Did you kind of just, you know, were you born banging on pots and pans, or how'd that come about?
I mean, I guess
My dad always kind of had an acoustic guitar around and was always singing and playing guitar. And then my older brother, started taking guitar lessons. And I remember like going into the guitar shop to like drop him off for lessons, and I saw a drum set, and I was just like, I want to play that. Like that's way cooler than guitar and all that other dumb stuff. No, but and then I just like that night I remember like bought like a little drum pad and some sticks and started like hitting things, and then yeah, it kind of went from there. I guess I just kind of saw it and was like, that's me. I don't know.
My dad's a drummer too, but I got more of the melody. And he's got the rhythm, so we grew up. I used to jam with my dad actually growing up as a kid. It was really great, jamming Floyd and was it Cream and a bunch of other just good old-fashioned classic rock bands, and stuck with guitar. Picked up bass a little bit later, and yeah, probably play guitar till I die. He thinks guitar is lame, but I think guitar is cool. I like it. It's fun.
Someone's got to do it.
Are we going down the line here?
Yeah,
Was that
let's do it.
sufficient?
Unless you don't know the story.
I mean, my dad played trumpet in a high school band called Cream and Cocoa. There were probably like 10 black dudes and 2 white dudes. So definitely grew up with a lot of soul music, but kind of found it on my own sort of after playing sports in college, and that didn't work out. So that's kind of when I actually started considering myself kind of trying to be a musician.
I grew up in Podunky, Tennessee, in a town of 2,000 rednecks and 2,000 Mexicans who couldn't speak English. And then there was me and my friend in high school, and we were the guitar-toting, pot-toking hippie dudes. And we were a 2-man counterculture, and we would just learn songs on guitar to like impress all the girls that weren't in my town. And then I moved to Nashville for art, and then started doing artwork for these dudes, and then started playing bass for them. And now I'm involved in a few other things and keeping it pretty musical a lot of the time, and it's my story, man.
I guess I don't have like a parent story. None of my family plays music, except for my aunt. She plays in the church every once in a while. But other than that, really don't have a family of musicians. Just my mom happened to have an old piano in our house when I was really young, and I just started like playing stuff on it, and decided that was way cooler than everything else to do when I was sitting around the house doing nothing, I guess. I did. I gave up my pro hockey career to play piano. No, it was a mixture of things between, everybody joined the band in middle school, and I ended up being decent at it, so I kind of kept with that and stuff and percussion. But yeah, I would definitely say I just kind of found it myself. I really had nobody telling me to do it. It just sort of was like, yeah, this works. This is awesome.
So I guess just one kind of wrap-up question for you guys. I don't want to keep you too long. Do you guys have any... Actually, I got 2 questions for you. First, I want to know who's the craziest guy in the band, and what's the craziest story that's happened on tour ever?
Oh man, Ryan?
I was going to say it. Definitely the shady drummer. Drummers are trouble. My brother's a drummer, so I know drummers, and my dad's a drummer. They're trouble.
Some things are just not meant to be shared with the world. So we're just going to let y'all know that we're real crazy, and
Let's hear. We got to hear a little bit. Just give us a teaser.
That I'm kind of proud of, I think, was at a venue in, where was it? In Mississippi, Starkville. And I had a little to drink maybe, and I decided we were in the green room, and it was like tagged with tons of like bands that like took magic or permanent marker and like put their name, and we didn't have any markers, so I decided to take mustard or mayo and ketchup and write our name with mayo and ketchup really big on the wall, and it still is there to this day apparently, and it's like moldy and hard as rock, and I don't think the venue ever is going to want us back there. but that was kind of crazy, and I don't know, a good legend. Classic.
All right. And just one last thing, if you guys, if you're gonna give advice to yourselves when you're first starting off, or if you want to look at it as giving advice to a band that's first starting off, what's kind of the top 3 things you tell yourself or a band, new band?
So number 1, probably don't really expect too much out of this. There's so many factors that go in. All you can really control is the work ethic, basically. So don't really go into this expecting to be very comfortable. And anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, if I were to tell us anything, or any band ever, wait. Just wait. Hold on to it. Until marriage. No, but seriously, I mean, so many bands get so excited, and I mean, us too, you just get excited about new music, and you get excited about what you're doing, and you know, and it's always better to hold on to what you have and really put it together to make a full final product that makes sense. It's just really easy to kind of jump the gun and blow your load too early, I suppose. And so, you know, that would be my big thing. It's like, if you wait, you can have so many more opportunities. It's just a lot smarter, I guess. Patience. The way in the ninja.
Anything else?
Taste the days.
Taste the days.
Taste the days.
Tour with Lonely Biscuits or other. All right. This is Tom Mo with Ribbit TV. I've been hanging out here with the guys from Soulcat. Thanks for watching. Ribbit.
Hey, we're Soulcat, and you've been watching Ribbit TV.
This is the only thing that I really got right here. This little wound. It was pretty interesting. Probably the highlight of the entire tour for me.
And then Jonathan was riding the bike. He was chasing this girl named Beth, and she was like, "Don't chase me!" And he was like, "I'll get you." And so he had his gloves on. These are the same gloves he was wearing during the accident.
That's blood.
That's the black blood. And but as you can see on his, can I demonstrate?